Yellowstone eruption? What would happen if Yellowstone, the supervolcano, erupted? Yellowstone Supervolcano is one of the most dynamic sites on Earth. With the news of a 100-foot fissure causing closures in nearby Grand Teton National Park, here's a look at what could happen if Yellowstone blows. The giant fissure in Grand Teton, Wyoming, has prompted officials to shut down areas of the park in case of rock faults. This is what the park said in its statement. The area was closed to protect human safety on July 10 after expanding cracks in a rock buttress were detected. Now, we did report on this a few days ago. A lot of people believe that this is nonsense, that it's not happening, but it is happening. Now, it's unknown, they say in the statement, it's unknown how long the closure will be in effect. Geologists are monitoring the buttress for movement and have initiated a risk assessment for the area. Now, while the fissure is likely the result of normal seismic activity in the area, any movement relating to Yellowstone prompts concern over what could be the most catastrophic eruption of all time. The U.S. Geological Survey has a color-coded alert level for all of its volcanoes. It ranges from the color green, which is for normal, to red for eruption imminent or underway. Even though that red has turned to orange for Kilauea, even though Kilauea is erupting, it's under an orange code. But nevertheless, let's go back to this article. Yellowstone is at a green level, so there's no cause for concern for Yellowstone. But the volcano, which is a supervolcano, is certainly not extinct, and it continues to put on an impressive display of activity with its geysers. The Steamboat Geyser, which is the biggest of the world, has entered a period of frequent massive water eruptions. These have no implications, of course, for future volcanic eruptions. In June 2018 alone, 76 earthquakes were detected in the Yellowstone National Park region. Every year, the Yellowstone caldera, which is a large cauldron-like hollow, subsides a few centimeters. This pattern began in 2015. Now, what would happen if Yellowstone Supervolcano erupted? Yellowstone has not been active in eruption since 664,000 years, and scientists consider it worthy monitoring constantly. The supervolcano is thousands of times more powerful than a regular volcano and could result in changes that could affect the whole Earth. While chances of this happening are very low, a team of scientists published a paper back in 2014 which explored what Yellowstone supereruption might look like. It was a hypothetical report. Scientists found the eruption would be preceded by certain signs. It wouldn't just happen in an instant. Something would be building up that would give signals that Yellowstone would be ready to erupt. There would be warning signs. Intense seismic activity would be felt across the whole of Yellowstone Park, the earthquakes taking weeks or months to break up the rocks above the magma. And when the eruption of the supervolcano finally came, it would be about 1,000 times more powerful than a regular volcanic eruption. That's amazing, 1,000 times more powerful. The volcano would eject at least 240 cubic miles of material, and lava would not be the problem. It would be the pyroclastic flow that would be the problem. It would cause volcanic ash to be ejected miles into the air, scattering across the whole United States, if not the whole northern hemisphere. This could conceivably bury the northern Rockies in 3 feet of ash. It would devastate the states of Wyoming, Idaho, Colorado, Montana, and Utah. The Midwest and both coasts, west and east, would get a few inches of ash, and the ash would be devastating. It could kill people, plants, animals. It would even be heavy enough to crush buildings and flatten cities. Even outlying areas would feel the impact. Farms would be destroyed, roads would be closed, sewers blocked, and respiratory problems really aggravated. The volcanic eruption that big would also have major effects on global climate. We see weather differences, strange weather events taking place in Kilauea over Fissure 8 with, for example, rainstorms. In just 24 hours, they had reported 9 inches of rain, for example. So there would be major weather effects and global climate changes. Volcanoes, of course, can emit sulfur aerosols that reflect sunlight back into the atmosphere and thus cooling the climate. But we don't have to worry because despite fears an eruption could be imminent, the apocalypse is not upon us, say the geologists. USGS says the odds of Yellowstone erupting are about 0.00014%, which is quite low, of course, lower than the odds of getting hit by a civilization-destroying asteroid. In fact, some say that the supervolcano may never erupt again. This is on Express UK.